Hi, this is Adrian at 18 Echo SF. I was out for a really nice drive this morning. It's beautiful. Our little bit of rain that we got here in Southern California has completely disappeared. You can see some clouds up there, but the rain is gone. And while I was driving, I listened to more than an hour-long podcast by a guy named Marshall Pruett. I listen to podcasts all the time when I'm driving. I actually listen to podcasts more than I listen to music. And I had never heard of Marshall, but I was intrigued about the nature of the podcast in general because he did this very, very long interview with Hurley Haywood. Most of you that are watching this will know who Hurley is, of course. You know, the greatest endurance racer, maybe the greatest racer, particularly Porsche racer of all time. Multiple Le Mans winner, multiple Daytona winner, multiple Sebring winner, and on and on and on. Anyway, Hurley, with a writer named Sean Cridland, created a new autobiography that just went up for sale last week. And Hurley has been out on the road meeting fans and signing the book. And I wasn't able to get up to the Porsche Experience Center up in Carson near Los Angeles, nor to the Lit Show. So I decided to order the book online at hurleybook.com, which I did. However, the book's not going to be shipped to me until after the 20th of March. I got a notice from the supplier that they won't be delivered to them until then. Anyway, I found this interview to be really incredible. You know, for years and years, there was always, and this is a very minor thing, you know, I think for the world in general, but in the race world, maybe it wasn't so minor. You know, over the years of Hurley's career and sadly with the death of his racing partner, Peter Gregg, basically his mentor, you know, there were, you know, rumors always about Hurley's sexuality. And it never came to the forefront. Hurley never discussed it. He kept his private life private, which I think is just fantastic. And finally, he decided to tell the racing world, or the world in general, that he happened to be homosexual. What I find interesting is how that came about. Now, I guess a number of years ago, a young high school student in Jacksonville, Florida, asked Hurley if he could interview him for his senior thesis, and Hurley agreed. And after asking numerous questions, the young man said to Hurley, you know, I'm having a little bit of a problem in my life right now, in that I'm always being bullied because of how I am on my personal business, because I happen to be gay. So Hurley actually confided in this young man and explained to him that he also was homosexual, and told this young man, it doesn't really matter who you are, it's what you do. And that really hit home with this young man. The interview ended. The kid went back to high school, finished at the top of his class, got into college, and has probably turned out to be a extremely productive human being. Anyway, 3 years after that interview, the young man's mother actually contacted Hurley and thanked him and said she wanted him to know that Hurley really had saved her son's life, because he was right on the edge of committing suicide. because he didn't have anybody to talk to. Anyway, I thought it was a very touching and poignant point that was made in the book, which I haven't read yet, and in this online interview. So I highly recommend those of you that do listen to podcasts, that you, whatever service you use for it, you go search it out and just look for Marshall Pruett, Pruett, and you'll find one of his most recent interviews is the interview with Hurley, and I highly recommend that you listen to it. It's very insightful, very touching, and really shows that we as human beings, it really doesn't matter who you are and what you are. It's all about what we do in life. So again, I recommend that you listen to it. So stay well and safe out there, folks, and I'll see you down the road.